up, y'all? So I'm just getting off work. I did about 10 tax returns today. I did 2 LLCs, which reminded me to just hop on here, let y'all know y'all need to make sure y'all stand compliant with the LLCs. If you have an LLC that you filed in 2020 when COVID was happening, in 2021 when COVID was happening, if you just started a business last year and you didn't know that you need to keep up with it annually, you do have to file an annual report. So make sure you get your annual report filed, or they will dissolve your business, which could in turn lead to them closing your bank accounts, you not being eligible for funding, all of the above. It's not hard to get your LLC annual report filed. You just need to go to your Secretary of State or your person, whoever filed your LLC for you, and make sure that you're still in good standing. Because again, they will close your account and mail you a check. It don't matter how much money you got in that account. They'll close it out because you're not complying with state regulations. Another thing, when it comes to the state, you need to be filing state tax returns monthly, or you will be in jeopardy of getting a lien or a levy and owing the state. So when you filing your federal and state tax returns, that's not the same thing as filing monthly sales tax. So I just needed to make that clear, because a lot of business owners don't know that. And you know, I keep running across LLCs that I did years ago. I normally send out messages, emails, to let my clients know we gotta stay compliant. Are you still running this business? Do we need to dissolve this business? When is the last tax return that we need to file on this business, etc. Another thing for my non-business owners, my W-2 workers, make sure if you are a person that goes exempt half the year, a few months out the year, or if your job does a lot of overtime and you don't want your overtime tax, so you go exempt, now is the time to change that W-4 and allow them to take taxes out of the W-4. Okay, let them take taxes out your check every 2 weeks, every week, however often your pay frequency is, so that when it's tax time, you're not sitting here with a dilemma of how am I going to pay this tax bill. Because if you're going exempt, you should be saving a portion of that money in a tax account. That could be a tax savings account, that could be a CD, that could be an interest bearing account, something to where when it's time to pay your taxes, you have somewhere you can go pull that money out, or write a check, or go online and debit your account and pay those taxes. The kids are getting older every single year. Your tax return last year not going to look like your tax return the upcoming year. So let's think about these things and do proper tax planning. Another thing my business owners can do, I'm back on my business owners. If you are a person that receives multiple 1099s, you do a bunch of different odd jobs, you receive cash, you receive Venmo, you receive Zelle, you receive Cash App, make sure that you have a way to track all of your income and your expenses. Don't just leave it up to chance. Don't just leave it up to the jobs, because a lot of times y'all forget where y'all worked. Y'all work somewhere one time. Y'all work with somebody one time. Y'all work 1 week, 1 month, and y'all forget all of these jobs. IRS ID Me has some redacted forms that those employers send to you. However, they don't have track of everything. So if you keep track of it, if you get a new job, or you have a notebook, an index card, a folder somewhere where you could keep everything at, that will help you out tremendously when it comes down to tax time. And you can pay quarterly taxes every 3 months. All my tax clients should have paid quarterly taxes on June 15th. I sent out a reminder. I post every single day. There's no way you can say, oh, I didn't know, I ain't see you post. When you wake up, when you go to sleep, you're going to see Carter Capital posting. Even if it's not specifically me, Drika, you're going to see a post from Carter Capital, whether it's New Orleans or Slidell or Maryland. You're going to see a post from us. Okay? So make sure you stand abreast on our calls, texts, emails, Instagram posts, Facebook posts, even on YouTube, so you can stay abreast on what you need to do for your specific tax situation. For your children, if they are high school students, they work a job, they need to file their own tax return, as well as you need to claim them. For my college students, make sure you get that 1098-T form from their financial aid department at their school or university before you file your taxes, or before somebody gets to your child and makes them file that 1099 just so they can take some of that money. You as the parent are entitled to that money because you're still taking care of them. All right? They don't make enough money to take care of themselves, so they're still dependents, but they still need to file a tax return to start getting in the system for Social Security and building it up. Speaking of Social Security, I need to make this clear because a lot of y'all not understanding what y'all are doing, and it's going to affect y'all in the later years. Let's say, for example, myself. I'm 20, 30, 40 years old, and I've been having Carter Capital. I'm going to use a real life example. I've been having Carter Capital for 13 years. I'm 37 years old. Let's say each year, if I'm not my own tax professional, I keep writing off every year about 50, 60, 70% of my income. That is affecting my Social Security at the end of the year. Okay? So make sure when you writing off all that income, all your expenses that you write off, you paying attention to how much you writing off so that it's not affecting your Social Security when it's time to retire and receive that Social Security check. All right? That's my end of the year. Well, that's my first half of the year audit and wrap up for my individuals and my business owners. All right? If you have any questions, feel free to DM me. If you need a consultation, feel free to give us a call, 855-446-5050. Or you can simply download our mobile app. Carter Capital is on Apple and Android. So thank y'all.